that's not right. No, I don't like that either. I don't like any of these sounds. Hey, I'm glad you're here. I just can't seem to find the right sound today. Maybe you can help me? Kind of funny, huh? But not exactly what I'm going for. I'm Jamie, and I'm the sound engineer for the Next Up Game Show. My job is to find just the right sound effect for the moment to match what's going on in the game show. Like when someone makes a joke, I can give a little. Or when someone gives the correct answer, I can do a little. My job can be a lot of fun at times, but can I be honest? This episode has been tough to work on. Here's the thing. The guy who won this week was really mean to the other contestants. When he won the game, he rubbed it in their faces and was just really rude. So it's hard for me to put happy sounds in the show to celebrate when he wins because, well, he was just so mean. What if I did something like this? Yeah, I know that's not nice. But when someone is so mean, like a bully at school or a bossy kid at the park, it can be hard not to want to be mean back. But is it okay to be mean if the other person was mean first? It just makes me wonder. Can I treat other people like how they treat me? Is that what God wants? I have an idea. Follow me. When I have questions like these, there is one place I like to go to find the answers. The Bible. The Bible is God's true message to us about Himself, and it teaches us a lot about how life works best. Over here in the book of Matthew, in the New Testament, Jesus gave this cool message called a sermon. This sermon is filled with amazing instructions about how God designed life to work best. Let's check it out. Love your enemies. One day, Jesus was teaching a big crowd of people on a mountainside. He wanted to show them what it means to live in a way that honors and points others to God with their words and actions. He talked about something surprising: how people should treat others who are not always nice or kind. Jesus said, "You might have heard people say, 'Love your friends and hate your enemies.' But I am telling you something different. Love your enemies too. Pray for the people who do not treat you well or who make fun of you for following God." Okay. So this is kind of hard to hear, right? If I'm honest, sometimes I like to live the way these people were. Be nice to the people who are nice to you and be mean or hate the people who are mean to you. That's what makes sense, right? But that's not what Jesus said. Instead, He taught about this in a kinda upside down way than how we normally think about it. Jesus said to love your enemies and pray for people who are mean to you. This is a very different way to live. Let's keep going and see what else Jesus had to say. When you love people who are hard to love, you show everyone that you are part of God's family. Jesus said, "God is just and righteous," which means He always does what is right and good. And He cares about everyone. People who make good choices and people who make bad ones. He gives sunlight and rain to everyone. So if God shows kindness to everyone, then we should too. If you only love people who love you back, what's so special about that? Even people who don't follow God can be nice to their friends. And if you only welcome people you already like your brothers, sisters, or best friends, how is that any different? Jesus told the crowd, "Look to God as your example. Try to love people like He does." Whoa, now that's a curveball. This teaching from Jesus is pretty amazing. He was helping people understand how God designed life to work best. And part of that design is for us to show love to everyone. Why? Because God designed us to show others God's love. It's not just the right thing to do. This is how God designed life to work best. When we are loving to everyone, Even people that are mean or unkind to us, our response of kindness can show them how God's love works. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it is how God designed us. God's purpose for us is to follow Him and to show others God's love. You know, we all get it wrong sometimes. We choose to do what we think is best instead of following what God says is best. And that's called sin. But God sent Jesus for us because He loves us. And if you're thinking, yeah, but I love God, so that's a nice thing to do, the Bible has something to say about that too. A few books later, in the book of Romans chapter 5, verse 8, it says that while we were still God's enemies, Jesus came to die for us and take the punishment of our sin. Jesus didn't wait for us to start loving Him. He loved us first. You know, most people are kind to people who are kind to them, or love people who love them, but Jesus taught us that we are to love differently. We should love others even if they are not loving and kind in return. I think I know what I need to do for the sound effects in this show. I don't need to put in a bunch of mean sounds and make this contestant look bad. Instead, I need to treat him with kindness and love, just like Jesus taught. So what's next up for you? Is there someone you're thinking about right now that you need to show God's love and kindness to? Or maybe you need to ask for forgiveness for being mean to someone else. Whatever's next for you, I hope you remember that you are designed for a purpose. God wants you to love like He loves. And when you do, you get to put His love on full display for others to see. I'm gonna get back to my sound effects. I need to add the right one to make this episode a celebration. Catch you later.